It's a hot summer day and you're baking under the sun. Sweat is dripping down your face and you hear a jingle playing in the distance. You look up and see a colorful van in the distance with a huge ice cream cone on top. Now that you know a sweet treat is on the way, it's time to think about how you actually saw that ice cream truck. When you look towards the faint object in the distance, the light waves begin to enter your eye. First, they pass through the cornea, which is a refractory structure part of the fibrous tunic, which is the outermost protective layer that focuses light as it enters the eye, as it refracts or bends the incoming light waves onto the lens of your eye. The light then passes through the small black hole in the eye known as the pupil. Since it's a bright, sunny summer day, the colorful vascular tunic structure known as the iris muscle surrounding the pupil pulls towards its center and contracts the pupil to let less of the blinding sunlight in. Next, the light waves pass through the lens, another refractory structure, and it changes its shape and curvature using the help of the ciliary body muscles. This shape-shifting is called accommodation. The process of accommodation allows the light waves to focus. Since the ice cream truck is initially in the distance but constantly driving closer to you, as it approaches, the ciliary muscles begin contracting, zonule fibers loosen, and the lens thickens, which results in a rounder shaped lens with higher refractory powers as it focuses the light onto the retina and flips the image. Next, the light strikes the retina, which contains millions of photoreceptor cells, as an upside down image. The photoreceptor cells are rods and cones, which are stimulated by the light waves. When the light waves of the ice cream truck reach the cones, which are concentrated in the fovea, where the true image is focused, and the area of best vision, the light waves stimulate all three of the blue, green, and red cones that allow us to see the rainbow of colors the ice cream truck is painted in. The cones allow us to see color and detail in the daylight. The stimulation of the photoreceptor cells then sends an electrical signal down the bipolar cells, which connect to the ganglion cells, making a two-neuron chain. Finally, the light waves which produce the electrical signal leave through the optic nerve, which sends the sensory signal from the eye to the brain. The optic nerve is composed of basal ganglion cell axon. Although, because the axons pass through the retina, there are no photoreceptors at the very back of the eye where the optic nerve begins, which creates a blind spot in our retina and corresponding visual field known as the optic disc. Now that the impulse has left the eyeball, the optic nerve transmits the electrical signal to the optic cortex. The bundled axons of the optic nerve continue traveling towards the brain until they reach the optic chiasma. Here, the fibers from the medial side of the eye cross over to the opposite side, resulting in optic tracts. This causes contralateral vision in humans. Each optic tract consists of lateral fibers from the same side and medial fibers from the opposite side of the eye. These tracts run all the way throughout the brain until they reach the thalamus. Once the optic tracts reach the thalamus and synapse with its neurons, the thalamus then has axons that run to the occipital lobe of the brain, and these axons make up the optic radiations. Once it has received the signals, the occipital lobe of the cerebrum has regions for visual processing and sends the signal to the primary visual cortex. Here, the optic radiations synapse with the cortisol cells in the brain, which allow the visual cortex to receive signals in its columnar organizational structure. It receives, integrates, and processes the visual information of the retina, and with the help of the visual association area, it does visual interpretation, otherwise known as seeing, occurs. Thanks to this complex, detailed process that enables the sense of vision to occur, you are able to see that ice cream truck in the distance and get a sweet treat of relief on this hot, hot summer day.